Hello, hi, welcome to this new talk show. And in today's show, I would like to share with you some amazing things I have for you. I just try to make sure that the camera is perfectly well located. Like, you should be able to see me quite well now, no? I hope so. So, in today's video, I would like to speak about what makes us happy. Indeed, we all have our different perception of the life, of what we like, what we do enjoy, and what we don't necessarily like very much. And it is important to focus our energy in what makes us happy. It makes sense, right? But so many times we do things we don't really like. And sometimes we even have, like, we follow our path of life, not the one we have chosen, but the one we have been given by either our family, education system, maybe we just followed our classmates. And that's a big problem, because if you just follow others, and this is because the system is bad, if we follow the others without really questioning ourselves, do I like what I do? Is it really for me? Does it make me happy? Basically, I truly believe we should have a class at school about happiness. What's happiness and how we can be happier by knowing more ourselves and doing things we truly love. Indeed, doing things we love so much, it's essential for a good life balance. So in my case, for instance, I like coffee, so I will have a little bit of coffee. Oh, it's amazing. I love it. Look at this. It's an espresso. I really like it. Anyway, so delicious. And yes, when we do follow exactly what fulfills us, for instance, in my case, I'm a software engineer, and I have been working for so many different companies, and it has been an amazing journey. But of course, it doesn't mean that because it's my passion, it doesn't mean that I would like to work for anyone. Sometimes I had in the past some companies where not necessarily the company, but also what they do doesn't really drive me, doesn't really motivate me. And when it doesn't, we feel a bit like not in the right place. And sometimes even worse, we feel bored of what we do. And so we lose our motivation, if you see what I mean. I will just move a little bit. I will move you a little bit, so you are a bit closer to me. I think that's a bit nicer that way. So that's really important, to know exactly where you want to go and to know exactly what kind of company as well. Like in my case, I have been a freelancer as well. I love to be a freelancer. I love to work for myself, but again, it's not only by yourself, because you need to find clients, and the clients, some of them might not be the nicer ones or the nicest ones, and it can be quite hard to deal with them. And when we are a freelancer, we have so much things to deal with. But I believe there's the smart way to be a freelancer, and there is the not so smart way to be a freelancer. The smart way is to outsource what you don't really enjoy doing as a freelancer. That's a smart way. Accounting, when I had my company and I was working as a freelancer back in 2014, when I was living in Manchester, I had an accountant, but that's it basically. I had besides of the accounting service I had to do everything by myself. And sometimes you feel lonely. Sometimes you don't even know how you will be able to pay your bills, and it can be quite tricky. And at some point you believe, wow, I have chose, I took that path because I thought it was the right one for me, and now I feel even more sad, or I feel like to be in a trap more than ever before. And it does happen, but that's also part of the journey, you see, because you will question yourself, you will iterate, and bit per bit, if you have that mindset, so you have to develop that mindset to always see how you can be 1% better from you yesterday. How can I be better from yesterday? And if every day your goal is to be better each day, it will help you. It will make your routine and your life and your work especially better. One second, I'll just check something. Alright, so that's what I suggest you to do. The other thing also, sometimes you just want to build a company. There's nothing like, it's really good to do that. There's nothing wrong by creating a company and by just launching maybe an app, a SaaS. But again, you have to make sure that you do it for yourself because you have a real problem you want to solve, and not because you see others doing it and so you want to follow them. You have to do it because you want to do it, because you have a clear idea and you know exactly what kind of pain, of problem you are facing, and you have an excellent, brilliant idea of a way to solve that problem. If you just create or launch a SaaS, an app, or any other kind of services like that, but you have no idea why, the reason behind it, then it's maybe not the right time, or it's not the right the right idea. Because actually an idea doesn't mean anything. You just need to really identify a painful problem, and you have a innovative way to solve that problem. And this is where then you have chances to succeed. But first of all, the most important is not to succeed like as a businessman, as a businesswoman. Yeah, it is important, but to succeed in your life, because sometimes what you do, you always succeed them, but your personal life, it's actually a disaster and you don't feel fulfilled in your personal life. So that's why you are like trying to put your head always in a professional life. But it's always really important to have a good balance, and your personal life for me is the foundation of what gives your professional life. Otherwise you will always have a gap, and it's the same as a good diet. You cannot have an amazing professional life if your personal life is really bad. At some point it will drain you, and it will give you issues. Like, how can you stay healthy and good if in your personal life it's a mess? So always see how you can balance both of them, and that's kind of the key of happiness. You can be successful but not happy. Again, happiness, being happy, it's a mood. It is true that it's impossible to be fully happy all the time, but with what we do and with the lifestyle we want to create for ourselves, we can make sure that 90% of the time we are happy, because we just love everything we have built and everything is perfect. So yeah, I believe that we can change things to make our life 95% happy. same for me actually. It is true also that some people are happier by nature than others, and some others are more negative people, but I think that's just a matter of mindset. We can always change that. It's just the way you see things. So at the moment, the perception you have of events, what I mean by events is like what happens, something just happened, and you can either see that as a good thing or as a bad thing, and it is you to decide. And if you always see the good thing of what happened, there's always something good from any kind of events that might occur. So always see what you can get from it, what kind of benefits you can get from it, a learning experience or something else, but it's always something you can take from. And that's a good lesson, and it's something good to do. And finally, being healthy, it's so important too. When you are healthy, when you are going to bed at a consistent time, you wake up at a consistent time, you are not in front of your computer from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m., but you have different kind of activities, balanced activities. It's nice to have like a social activity and then a more like cerebral, more like a brain activity, and then more like a physical activity. And just to make sure that all kind of activities are on the opposite side, because if you do one kind of activity the whole day, you will not feel good. It's good for having a balanced life. It's good to have, like, for instance, first I start by doing some problem solvings on my computer, and then after I have a walk, and then after I speak to my partner, my girlfriend, and then after I will read a little bit, and then after I will wash the dishes, and then after that I cook, and after that again I'm on my computer. And you see, that way I make sure that my whole day is well balanced by multiple activities on different type of activities. So yeah, I wish you a happy day, plenty of happiness, and yeah, I hope this video will really help you. Even for me, I'm still learning a lot. I believe we have never finished learning how we can have the best life possible. But again, by knowing ourselves, and especially by questioning ourselves, it does help. And then you have to act, because if you never act in your life, nothing will change. You have to go forward and to say, okay, now I need to change this and this and this in my life to move forward. See you in another video, and I wish you a happy, wonderful life. Bye bye. Ciao.